Today, students, another day, another topic to tackle. So today, let's talk about the measurements on mathematics. So first is measurement. Measurement is a comparison of an unknown quantity with a known fixed quantity of the same kind. The result of a measurement is a numeric value with certain units. We can measure length, area, volume, mass, temperature, and time. So the first one is length. Length is defined as the measurement or extent of something from end to end. So for example, we have here pencil, crayons, and sock. The second one is area. Area is the amount of space occupied by a two-dimensional figure. In other words, it is quantity that measures the number of units, squares that covers the surface of a closed figure. The standard unit of area is squared unit, which is generally represented as squares, inch, square feet, and etc. So the third one is volume. Volume is the measure of the capacity that an object holds or the amount of space occupied by a three-dimensional object. For example, if a cup can hold 100 ml of water up to brim, its volume is said to be 100 ml. The fourth one is mass. In physics, mass is the most basic property of matter and it is one of the fundamental quantities. Mass is defined as the amount of matter represented in a body. There are various units of calculating mass like kilogram, grams, lbs, and pounds, and etc. So the fifth one is temperature. Temperature is simply an average measure of the kinetic energy for particulars of matter. The more is their kinetic energy, the higher the temperature of the body or object. So as you can see in the picture, there are a negative 15 degrees and the higher is 25 degrees. So the sixth one is the time. We can define time as a period during which a certain event happens, has happened, or is going to happen. It is measurable quantity and also infinite. For example, here we have time and calendar. So I will pass the floor to Marielle. Marielle is going to explain this. Thank you so much.
Units of measurement. So, what is units of measurement? So, there are units of length, kilo, hecto, decameter, dece, centi, and milli. So, what is unit of area? So, there are square centimeter, square inch, square feet, square meter, square kilometer, and square of mile. So what is units of volume? So there are KL, HL, DAL, L, DL, and CL, and ML. So in units of mass, there are kilo, hecto, deca, deci, and centi, and milli. So there are two types of units of measurement. So first is units of temperature. So there are parts of units of temperature. First is Celsius. Second one is Fahrenheit. Third one is Kelvin. So units of time. First, second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year, century, and millennium.
Thank you, Moriel. So in this time, we will now discuss about conversions. Since when we all tackle about the measure and also the units of measure. Now it's time for us to know how to convert this. So first one is we have the length. So in this picture, we can see it is the metric system of the length. So for example, how can we convert 27.3 hectometer to millimeter? So first we have to um, find hectometer and millimeter on the picture. So we know that hectometer is on the left and millimeter is on the right. So we have to count from left to right to milliliter. So we will count. So first is hecto to deca, that is one step. Deca to meter is 2. Meter to decimeter is 3. Deci to centimeter is 4. And centimeter to millimeter is 5. So therefore, we have to move 5 steps to the right. So from the decimal, which is 27.3, the decimal, we have to move the decimal 5 times to going to the right. So our answer for this question is 273,000 millimeter. So you might be asked, or you have a question of where is the decimal. So actually the decimal is on the last part, but then since it is a whole number, so it's okay not to put the decimal point. So next is we have here the mass. Again, we have here a picture which shows the metric system of mass. So another here example, convert 32.8 decagram to centigram. So again, we have to locate decagram and centigram. So we know that decagram is on the left and centigram is on the right. So again, we will now count. So decagram to gram is 1, gram to decigram is 2, and decigram to centigram is 3. So therefore, we have to move the decimal 3 times to the right since the centigram is on the right side. So our answer is 32,800 centigram. Next, we have is the volume. So here we can see another picture again on the metric system of volume and its units. So we have here an example. Convert 27.2 centiliter to decaliter. Again, we have to locate centiliter and decaliter on the metric system of volume. So centiliter is on the right side and decaliter is on the left side. So we have to count the steps to the left going to decaliter from centiliter. So that is decaliter, the centiliter to dialiter is 1, dialiter to liter is 2, and liter to decaliter is 3. So therefore, we have to move the decimal point 3 times on the left since the decaliter is on the left side. So our answer will be 0.0272 decaliter. Another one we have here is area. So here we can see the metric system of area with its unit. So how can we convert 32.8 hectometer squared to meter squared? So, oops. So before I'll show you the answer, we'll first solve it. So hectometer is on the right and meter is on the center. So it's like going to right again. So we have to count how many moves. So hectometer to diameter is 1 and diameter to meter is 3. 2 rather. There is an exponent of 2. So for us to solve this problem, we have 2 times 2 to 3. So 2 times 3 is equals to 6. So therefore, we have to move the decimal 6 times on the right. So our answer for this question is 32.8 hectometer squared to meter squared is equals to 328,000 meter. So next is we have temperature. So this is the formula of the temperature. So we have the unit of Celsius to Fahrenheit and also Fahrenheit to Celsius. So an example here is convert body temperature of 98.6 Fahrenheit to Celsius. So since we will now convert Fahrenheit to Celsius, of course, we have to use the formula Fahrenheit to Celsius. So the formula will now become 96. Celsius is equals to 98.6 minus 32 times 5 over 9, and 98.6 minus 32 is equals to 66.6. And 5 over 9 can be converted to 5 divided by 9 since it will just be the same thought. So 66.6 times 5 divided by 9 is we will have the answer 37. So to convert 98.6 Fahrenheit to Celsius, the 98.6 Fahrenheit will be converted to 37 degrees Celsius. And lastly, we have here time. So, in converting units of time, we have here the seconds, minute, the day, the week, the century, decade, and millennium. So, in 60 seconds, we have 1 minute. In 60 minutes, we have 1 hour. In 24 hours, we have 1 day. In 7 days, we have 1 week. In 12 months, we have 1 year. In 52 weeks, we have another 1 year. In 365 days, we have 1 year. In 10 years, it is equals to 1 decade. And 100 years is equals to 1 century. And 1,000 years is equals to 1 millennium. So in solving time, it will always depend on the 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 on how you will convert it. So for example, we have minutes to hours, so it will always depend on the operation that you will use. So I think that is all about the conversion of the units. So in this time, it is time to try it on your own. We have also prepared here Peer Deck for an activity for you to practice what you have learned. So we have the Peer Deck code JMERXX, and we also have here the Peer Deck link in case you cannot access it. That's all, everyone, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.